CME family, how are you doing? Nice Sunday. Sunday. Hmm? Yeah, here we are. It was an amazing Shabbat yesterday. It was an amazing assembly. We received a lot of food, a lot of meat. We talked a little bit about the ancestors things. I think this video will be also uploaded very soon. Amazing. I hope you're all doing good. I'm fine. All praises to the Most High, to Tanzania, Mazulu. Today we want to talk about a very, very special thing. We want to talk about the sun worship and the moon worship in the ancient times and how it is practiced today. Like I said, all praises to the Most High, to Tanzania, Mazulu. Welcome everyone that is here on this channel and used to follow Mika Masa. Now, is the sun and moon worship away with? This is a good question. Definitely not. Does the sun or moon worship give you power? Yes. Everything that the Most High has created has a vibration, has an energy within it. It is like every tree that the Most High have created has different kinds of substances that can heal different kinds of sicknesses. And like you have beasts in water, this is how you have beasts in the air, this is how you have beasts in the forest or beasts in the mountains. If we start worshiping something and say, this is where I get my power from, definitely this energy will give you something. And this is why I'm going to also go directly to Mr. Jesus the Christ before I go deeper with the sun worship and whatever. We have to know that the Christians never worshiped the Most High. They always worshiped Jesus. And the name Christian, let me share the screen. Okay, here it is. I wanted to change the language. Okay, great. So what happened? Why is he not translating? My goodness, what is this for crap? Now, the male first name Christian comes from ancient Greek and it is derived from Christianos, which means something like follower of Christ. This in turn is derived from the ancient Greek word Christos, The Messiah means, in translation of the Hebrew word Moshiach. Now, with other words, not a Bantu name. Christian is Greek, okay? Moshiach, Messiah, whatever, not Bantu names, nothing to do with our traditions. It has nothing to do with our spirituality. It has nothing to do with our people. Yeah, we call it Mvuluzi Savior. This is the name of someone, of the person that came to help us or whatever. Or if someone comes like Moses or whatever, everyone that walked with Moses were Moses followers. Everyone that walked with John the Baptist, they used to call them John followers. Okay, so you will always be a follower of those people. Like you can see Jehovah Witness, the Mormons, etc., etc. But those Catholic Christians, they call themselves Christians because they say it came from the Greek. The Romans fought the Greeks. They stole the name, and then they start calling themselves Christian. So Christos followers, Christos followers, and this is the problem. Why we as the nation we felt, because people starting to follow Christos than to follow the Most High, and Christos is the sun that you see there. Okay, you have the moon, sun, yeah, that is Christos. If someone say, oh, Christos, Jesus, whatever, he's a sun worshiper. And this is something that you see in all churches. That's why they go Sundays to church. Yeah, Sunday is the day that they put there to worship Jesus, to worship the sun. Okay, that's why the whole week you can sin, you can do whatever you want to do, and on a Sunday, yeah, you go to worship Jesus. And you can see on Facebook preachers, on YouTube, on churches, in churches, everyone, Jesus here, Jesus here, Jesus there, Jesus there. So it's pure sun worship. And the Monday, it's the day of the moon. Okay, Monday is the day of the moon. This is moon worship. Moon day, Monday. Okay, and today the people that will teach us, this is how Tata Kimbangu have said, you have to use the Muzungus to fight themselves, to explain themselves what kinds of truth they know, because Muzungus know almost everything. Okay, they hide everything, but they know almost everything, and no one can come and say that they know better the Bible than the Muzungus themselves, because the Bible was written by the white people. It's here. Christians. This is a white man. Christianos, Titus, Lucas, Marcos, all these names, all these people are white people, white stories. Okay? Antiochus and whatever in Asia. This is white man's history. This is white man's fiction. Okay? That's why you saw after 400 years of crying out to Jesus, we didn't receive any help, because you are worshiping that what you should not worship. And it was an abomination for the Most High to worship the sun or the moon. This is where we are in Christianity or in Islam. But also the other religions, Buddhism, Hinduism, etc., worshipped things that the Most High has created. Okay, great. Like I said, today the Jehovah wickedness will teach us. Like I said, there are some people that we used to talk against them, but they know more than every Hebrew preacher outside there. And it's normal because they had enough time to study everything, to change everything, to manipulate everything like they want. So they had really enough time to do so. Okay, pagan sun worship. Okay, let me try to zoom a little bit. Okay, I think that's enough. Okay, why since the time of Constantine, common cities as a very important reason the fact that in the pagan world December 25th was celebrated as a particularly important feast day in honor of the sun, and that Emperor Constantine the Great intentionally wanted to combine sun worship with Christian worship. While the church says it choose the dates of the sun pagan festivals to compete with pagan worship, Constantine, the Roman ruler with a strong political mind, wished for unity, not division, in his kingdom. Hence, he did not want customs bearing Christians' names to compete with pagan customs, and so he fused them together. Taken from the Greeks, yeah, that had already started this pagan worship and taken a lot of things from our people and changing names, all these kinds of things. You can read it in the book of Apocrypha. Okay, you can read it there. It's not fiction what I'm talking about here. This is pure history. It's in the book of the Apocrypha. You can see how they have treated our people. Okay, we started to eating swine. That we started to celebrating birthdays. We started to celebrating pagan feasts. Okay, they started to mixing up with us, what they did even before. So they came from nothing, yeah, and some of them were even black. Okay, and they came with a new doctrine and war. Alexander the Greek, and after that, the Roman came and took it over. You know, the letter J came afterwards, and many other doctrines. Okay, destroyed our feast, Sabbath, whatever. They started changing our names, language, the Hebrew language, and whatever manipulations of times and historical artifacts in Alexandria, which is in Egypt. Okay, all these kinds of things happened to some of the people from us that stayed in this region, because many years before these kinds of things happened to us, we already moved away from these areas. Listen carefully. We did not live no more in these areas. Some of our people stayed in those areas. And this is where it came from, this stories about the paganism in the Bible, about some of our people that stayed there. We ourselves, the Congo, which is the name of the Most High for all Africans, yeah, the name of the Most High is Congo, okay, and we Congos, if it is Congo Zimbabwe, Congo Tanzania, Congo Botswana, Congo Zaire, Congo Angola, Congo Gabon, Congo Cameroon, Congo, even in the areas like Nigeria, they had the Congo name there, straight down to the Southern Africa. The Congo, this was a special name that was given to the Bantus, which means these are my people that will take my name, they will inherit and have my name with them. different kinds of tribes, different kinds of attributes, forces, and political forces, spiritual forces, etc., etc. Okay. Um, that's why definitely you will see different kinds of languages between us and names of tribes, etc., etc. But this doesn't mean that we are not the same people. But if we look at these people that they are talking about, like December, Jesus, God, that came from a virgin birth, and all these stories that are mixed up and made man-made here and there, that confuses our people, you will see that not every one of these pagan worshippers believe in those things. But we, as the Muntu, the Bina Congo, we, as the son of mans, we took these stories as it is ours. And this is how we fall. We did not fall because we did not fall because of uh only disobeying the Most High commandment and statutes, but we fall because we received Jesus, okay, as God, as Savior, as our power, Father. So you are a Christian, and a Christian, yeah, is someone that follows Jesus, but not the Most High. And Jesus is who? He's the one that fall from heaven, yeah, that is Lucifer, the sun worship, the morning star, the light bearer. Okay? And this is where the problem is. This is where the main problem is. That's why I don't have a problem to go here and there to churches. But the Most High is not in churches. Okay? You won't find the Most High in churches because he's not there. The Most High is spirit. In spirit, you will find him. That's why you dream. That's why you sleep and you have time that your body takes rest and your spirit can meet the Most High, can communicate. That's why I have to make more videos about the night. In the night, you receive different kinds of teachings, revelations, visions. And even if you pray at night, you are much stronger. And everything that you receive at night, you receive it in the day. In 2022, we are going to understanding a little bit more about our feasts. And it is also a time, 2022, by the way, where people will, how can I explain? Our people will go, we will start. This is the day where, this is the time that where we will go back again to our natural forces, like communicating again with the divine powers and going back to our countries and starting building it up. It's important. It's important to have in fields, to have an agriculture. No demon or whatever goes into your agriculture. That's why you see every king in Isolele did agriculture. He had fields. There is a blessing behind this. Okay. You can see how in the scriptures was always talked about fields here, agriculture there. It is like a ritual that our ancestors did. Now, let us go back to the sun worship. This ruler who had sufficient influence to convene, the first of the 20 general or ecumenical councils of the Catholic Church, something that only John the 23rd can do today. Is authorized, was not against the pagan celebration, but agreed to it. All his life, says Coleman, he never stopped promoting the sun cult. It will be remembered, that it was unbaptized Constantine sun worship that caused the churches of Christendom to be built to face east as the magazine. It was also Constantine who, in the 321, legally recognized the merging of the Christians' weekly days of rest with the day that was consecrated to the sun cult and is still called Sunday in the Germanic language. Yeah, we know it very well. Sonntag. Sonntag. This is how we call it. And this is also who I saw. I saw Jesus. And Jesus is Lucifer. I don't care what people say. I know what I saw. You can say something that you believe into, but I saw it. This is that's why I am a prophet and you are someone else. I saw what I saw. I saw like you're watching. How can I say how I saw it? Huh? Like you're seeing violence, if some violence happening to someone, yeah? Someone getting beat up or something very weird happens to someone, something very, very bad. You're seeing the blood and everything. You can see and smell the blood. You can see everything. So you're seeing it. No one can say, "Oh no, you did not see it," because this is how sorcery works. They do cruel things to you. They show you things on television. They teach you different kinds of things in schools and whatever. They do different kinds of alchemy in your food and whatever. You're full of sorcery every day, but you do not understand. You do not recognize this. You do not understand. You know, it's you think it's fiction. But what I saw was Jesus, and white people used to worship Jesus. It doesn't have anything to do with church. It was outside church. But if we go to all the rock stars with long hairs and blue eyes and whatever, all the film stars, all the books that the most people, this is him, Undertaker, okay? Jupiter, okay? This is him. And no one can take it from me because I saw it. And I know where the problem of our people are. It's in the sun worship. Our people worship the sun, or they worship the pagan Islam or other religions. And this is why we have to go back to ours, to that what our people practiced before what was his name? Leopold the second came to say these people know already who the Most High is. They call it Tatanzambi and Pungu. No, we have to give them another God, which was Jesus the Christ. So easy is it? We did not worship Jesus before Christians came to us. Now, like you can see, that is the celebration was introduced under Constantine in Rome and not in one of the other seats of the early church, for an example in Antioch, Jerusalem, or Alexandria. It's also shown by a writer of the 4th century, Abbot Duchesne, says Christians was first celebrated by the Latin Church, in particular in a homily he gave in the 386 St. John, blah, blah, testifies that it was only introduced into Antioch about 10 years earlier. So these are the things that they, like I said, these are white people bullshit that our people follow. Okay, good that I know that the first Christians, that's why you see the most of the one of the oldest Christian churches in Ethiopia, that those people that we say Christians, it started with black people. Christianity, that we say Christianity, this name really, it came from black Jesuits, black people. But Yesaya was not there. This is a white man's story. This is a story of this people that lives in the north of Africa, that they have some things going over there, and they say, oh yeah, this is the story. That's why you see always everything in the scriptures are two times, two Jerusalems, two Salems, two of everything. Two of everything. Okay? You can say there's a Jerusalem there in the Middle East, and then you can say there's a Jerusalem there in Africa. You can say something happens in there in Jerusalem, there in the Egypt region, and you can say something happened in Africa. This is a big problem that we have. A big problem. We have to be very careful. Are you these Negroes that they do not even call themselves Negroes, by the way, that stayed in that time there in this area when some so-called Romans came to fight Egypt? Or are you this Negro that came with Massa into the promised land, which is Africa, with Joshua and all the other prophets up to southern part of Africa, out to the regions like Tanganyika regions, yeah, to the Tanganyika regions, Kenya, even Rwanda. Okay, there was no one of us there. We left. So who did stay there? And from where did we go to slavery? We are paying now the things that the sins from our forefathers onto the fourth generations. And this is what we are doing. That's why we went to slavery. This kinds of things. The last things that we did against the Most High happened in the Mbanza Congo, in these areas there, where the Tanzania showed themselves again, and it did the other, because many of us left during the time that we came from Egypt, left into different kinds of they left into different kinds of cities and lands. It's in the scriptures. We southern part of Africa, West Africa, East Africa, whatever. Okay. And then he did a new covenant with us. And from there we broke it again. Then we went to slavery. Now we are paying for that, what happened. This is how it is. It's a karma. But this doesn't mean that these stories that are everything that is written in the New Testament, that is really ours. And when it is ours, which kind of people are these people that left there? This must be Christians, but not that what they call Jewish, which means Buntus or Bantus, because we left. Do you get this? So they're telling you in the scriptures a new story, yeah, mixed with the stories from our people that they heard somewhere, to creating a figure that must be one of us. So now, my sisters came. I start very late. You have to read these kinds of things. It's very important what this Jehovah Witness know. Even in the days of Pope Leo the Great, whatever, for them all the popes are great and whatever, there were Catholics who still celebrated the birth of the sun instead of the birth of Christ today. And even today, this pagan celebration of Natali Invicti, of birthday of the unconquered sun, has been preserved in many customs, such as lightning fires. And those celebrations Christians still observe. And still today, you can find Jesus in Buddhism, in Hinduism. You will find him everywhere, but with another form. But we're going to that very soon. So, anyone familiar with the scriptures knows how much the sun cult was condemned in Tatanzambi's eyes. The cult of the sun was almost common among the pagan Roman. Look what they're writing here, these crazy people. Africans, Asians. So they are forgetting that the white people, they worship the sun. But also, he's also right, like I said, the Christian doctrines today came from the Africans. Okay? Christianity is an African religion. I could go now to one of my sites to prove it to you easily. If you go to Real History VV, WW, you will see that all the Christian pastors were African Hamites. Okay? Hamites. And they lived all over and they lived, the first popes and all this, they lived during the times of Europe, in Asia, and all these kinds of things. And that's why they are not completely lying here. Because we ourselves that call ourselves Africans today, we have different kinds of Africans in Africa. Good that the name Africa means black. These are also pagan names that came by the Greeks, Assyrians, and whatever. We had some fights to fight in this so-called land of Ethiopia, African land. This is where the things happened before it went all over the earth. Okay? So American Indians, like I said, they worship stars, sun, moon, whatever. But we moon too. We have different kinds. This would be a long story because my sisters come. I have to talk to them. There's so much things to say, brothers and sisters, you can't believe. Not everything that comes from the sun or a moon is bad. This is also something that I will have to explain. It is dangerous to give these powers to the Gentiles. It is dangerous to give these powers to the Gentiles. Okay? Because the Most High made these powers for us. They are there to give in us. The Most High created them for the Muntus. They are giving us energy. Because of the melanin that we have and the sun, we are receiving knowledge. So, brother, the sun is feeding. The sun means life. The moon gives us time, gives us, shows us the times. The sun shows us the times. The sun has different kinds of things that it does. But the Tanzania never wanted us to worship it. Because these kinds of things, we can use these things in the universe for us here on earth to do certain things for us. That's why you can see today people using solar systems to receive the sun's energy so that they can transmit it to energy, electronic. So the sun, you cannot say, oh, no, the sun is now here for the Gentiles, whatever. do never. This is why I do not talk too much about the devil or the devil. No. Even if I talk about spirituality, you will never see me talking about you will go to hell. Be careful, in Africa there's witchcraft. Why? The devil, this everything that is evil must fear you. How can you fear, as the Son of Man, how can you fear evil things? This is what is happening to our people here today in Europe or whatever, where they are. Everything in Africa is evil, the Hamites, la la la. But how can you fear these things? How can you fear evil? It's because the Most High is not with you. How can you fear going home and building up and fighting for the good things, the benefits? Did Tatanzami not say that everything that you do good will be given to you 7 times more? And every time everything that is bad will be guilted to them, will be punished 7 times more to them to do bad things? It doesn't make any sense if a pastor starting saying, "Oh no, this person is a witch," blah blah. Pastors don't talk like that. I see so many things, even to YouTubers here. I could expose a couple here. I could expose them so well, but I never did, because this is not how we are. Okay, this is not how we are. Because you see things, oh, you start talking about it. No, because you are from the Most High. You have to be spiritual mature. We can't run away from certain things. I see so many things in white people. So many things. No one can tell me anything about white people. I don't know what I did not with the white people. Okay? No one can lie to me about white people. He himself, the white man, he fears me so much. He respects me so much because he fears me. And this is how it is. You cannot be fearing things that are weaker than you. People today call themselves American Indians. Why? Because they fear where they used to come from. They fear the earth where they used to come from. Oh, animals here, Africa, jungle, there. It's yours. Everything that the Most High have created is for you. It's for the benefits of the Bena Muntu. Now, whenever it is mentioned in the inspired scriptures, it is condemned as one of the means by which Satan diverts human worship away from the Creator and into something created. And when you look to the sky and see the sun, the moon, and the stars, all the hosts of heaven, do not be misled into bowing down to them, serving Tatanzambi has given them all to the peoples under the all heaven. That's why you see that even in China, Buddha is not the highest god. Even above him, there are kings and queens that are bigger than Buddha. In Hinduism, they have different kinds of gods, which means that if we want to understand Christianity is something that it's like a Templar. It's Masonic. Okay? Which means you are automatically worshiping Lucifer. Sorry. That's what come out of her. Come out of these temples. Go to, I think, 1 King 18 or 2 King 18. You will see how the Most High is showing what people are doing in temples. All these pictures of suns, moons, and angels that has demonic faces. What are doing this? Why do you see demonic faces in churches? Nothing has changed. These are Jehovah wickedness talking about those things. Now, he continues. He goes astray and worship other gods, contrary to my order. He bows to them or to the sun, the moon, or to the whole host of heaven. When this is communicated to you or you hear about it, then investigate the matter thoroughly. If it turns out that something such horrible actually happened in Isolili, then take the man or woman who did such bad thing out of the city gates. The man or the woman should be stoned. And this is why you went to slavery. Who enslaved it? Islam and the sun worshippers. Okay? Wood and stone. Okay? We have to start understanding this. Our neighbors, the people that we call the Hamites, whatever, they had always their cults. But you, Isolele, you are always something special to the Most High. And this is why I will bring you now back for you to know how we worship the Most High. The Most High gave us the chance so that the spirits inherit us. And the Most High will come amongst us when we worship. And you see the Most High is not answering or talking to you. So the Most High is not with you guys. Staying on the streets, oh yeah, come rush around. The Most High is spirit. And in his spirit, he speaks. So you are talking in the Bible is written this. The Most High is the scripture. The Most High is in the nature. The Most High is in the human. You don't have to score scriptures and tell people, oh, this and this and this. You have to activate human. And the human, that what is, because every human is a God child. Know that. Because he has created everything. So in every human, in every human, even in the people that used to be reptiles or mutants, there is a human inside of them, which means that in every human, Tatanzambi can be activated, and he will start knowing what is good or bad. And this is why you have this conscious to know what is good or bad, even if you're human. That would the good thing, the energy that the Most High, which means the Most High. If we're talking about human, you're talking about God, the Most High. This is what he created. It's like he multiplied himself. He became human. But what was found in human? Mistakes. Okay, mistakes was found in human. The Most High doesn't have any mistake, but in human, in that what he multiplies himself. Even in the lake Malekis, mistakes was found. Because it doesn't mean that if the Most High multiplies himself, that everything must be perfect. But this doesn't mean that because it's not perfect, that this is not the Most High, because it came from him. There's a lot of things to say. I will finish here. Next time we're gonna attack the moon thing. Then we're gonna know a little bit more about that. Thank you so much to being here. There's a lot to share because I'm going now to the feast days. I hope that the Most High will help me as soon as possible to establish the house of the Most High in Angola or somewhere else in Africa, where we're gonna meet and do certain rituals, worship in certain times and timelines. Like I said, the moon is there for an orientation for our people. It's there for an orientation to do different kinds of feasts, like the sun as well. And I never talked about it. Before I start talking about it, I put there what the Muzungus say. And the Muzungus, they know much more than other people think. The Jehovah Witness, they do not believe in Jesus. Do you know that? Oh. Let us be smart here. Let us be very, very smart.